Hey guys, good morning, and this is the second video in Marty Java's Coffee Kitchen Cafe. And we're going to be talking about ebooks. Now, some of you guys like to read these things. You know, the hard, the solid, and this is called Soulmates. Okay? I'm not getting paid for this, you know, it's all free advertising. But anyway, let's get shot at that. Who wants to go on holiday with a suitcase full of books and an arm like a baboon? No, not me. I like all my books in the one place. Et voila. I keep them in here. This is my own personal Kobo box. It's color. I can read magazines, newspapers, comics, books. I can watch videos. I can listen to music. I can play games. It does everything that an iPad does for a fraction of the price. But hey, I'm not getting paid for this either. So let's put that aside. We're here to talk about ebooks. I want to direct you to a fantastic ebook which is called Alchemy and Evil. I mean, firstly, doesn't the title scare you? Alchemy and Evil. And then, the second part of the title is The Bornless One. Now, when I saw that on Amazon.co.uk, and Amazon.com, that's where I buy my stuff. But I'm not getting paid. When I saw that title, I thought, Alchemy. That sounds interesting. You know, a bunch of guys meddling with stuff and trying to turn stuff into gold. Sounds like politicians to me. Anyhow, Alchemy and Evil. When you see that word evil, doesn't it conjure up bankers and politicians? And world leaders? Dictators like Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and Pol Pot and Adolf Hitler and, well, you know those types. We got them in government right now. They're all mad. They're all megalomaniacs, you know. They're building a pile. And come Armageddon, when we're all toasted crispies, they'll be under the ground safe in their bunkers. But hey, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to review a book and showcase an ebook called Alchemy and Evil, The Bornless One by J.C. Gallacher. After all, this program is an association with J.C. Gallacher's ebooks and coffee. So let's begin. It's a really gripping story. It has all the good ingredients for a fantasy action novel. It's got heroes and heroines. It's got monsters and alien creatures. It's got evil baddies. It's got magic and sorcery. It's got alchemy. It's got the cosmic battle between good and evil. And most of all, it's got the Bornless One. Now, when I saw that phrase, the Bornless One, I thought to myself, what's that? Is it some kind of evil pre-fetus? I didn't know. Anyway, as it happens, the story is about an alchemist called Jonas and his daughter Florinella. And they're traveling across a planet called Baraxia. Baraxia is kind of similar to Earth, but it's different because the story is set in the future when mankind can travel across the universe like that. So we're on this planet of people who are descended from the old Earth, which has been burnt to a crisp in a nuclear war. People have moved on to a second planet called Earthia, and some people have migrated from there to other parts of the galaxy, and that's where Alchemy and Evil begins. It's basically a story about this old alchemist traveling across the planet with his daughter, who is supposed to become his successor. But there's never been a woman in power. Unlike in the real world, we've had Indira Gandhi, we've had Margaret Thatcher. Don't mention Thatcher! Anyway, she is going with him to be ratified by the Council of Lux. They are the good guys, you know, the Council of Light. They dwell in the light. And that's where they're going. And en route, they find all these different people who want to join them on the journey. One of them is a guy called Evil Magdath. Now, when I saw that word evil again, it got my senses tingling. But as it happens, Magdath is quite a handsome guy. A bit like me, except without the moustache and the pad of my hat and the glasses and stuff. He has a lizard girl with him called Chutara. And Chutara is a beautiful looking female lizard. She's got all the parts, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But she's got retractable claws and a retractable tail, like a dragon tail that can come out and whoosh, 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 whoosh. Those baddies all over the place. So anyway, they take her on board, and Magdath, and they find out that Magdath has a port wine stain. And in the village where he grew up, people thought he was evil, and that his mother had slept with the devil. That's why they call him Evil Magdath. Anywho, along the road they find another young guy called Tom Forster. His name's spelled for supper, but he doesn't like that. He likes Forster. And this young lad turns out to be psychic, a healer of all things, with kind of latent, undeveloped powers and stuff, you know. And they take him on board. So, before you know it, there's about 5 or 6 of them all traveling across Varaxia here. And they all have a different mission and a different purpose in traveling. But together, they encounter all kinds of weird and wonderful situations. They also discover halfway through the book that they are actually pawns in a much larger cosmic game. Excuse me. Almost like a cosmic battle between the forces of darkness and light. You know, a bit like Star Wars, you know, you've got the dark forces and the light forces. And let's face it, that's what the world's all about. Opposites, light and dark, fat and thin, hungry and fed, male and female, blah, blah, blah. So this is about this cosmic battle, and the people in the book discover that they've been thrown together for a purpose of fighting against the evil. Apparently, there's an evil force threatening to take over Varaxia and turn everyone into mindless, slobbering zombies. And that's not all. This evil force, this bornless one, has a much larger agenda. First Varaxia, then tomorrow, the universe. So these are big plans, folks. There's also a council called the Scarlet Council. They're called Scarlet because it's the color red. But they don't wear red robes. They're called the Scarlet Council because they're into blood sacrifices. And they've got their own human agents who are puppets to this bornless one. They've got them planted all over the planet, and they are putting plans into place to subdue the planet and subjugate the population. And so only this little band of wanderers who are traveling across the planet can actually do something and stop them. And that's what the first group's all about, basically. It's about the adventures of the group, how they bond together as a family, how they learn through teamwork to defend each other, and it's about their desires, their hopes, their ambitions, There's some romance, there's some action. Well, there's lots of action actually. There's, as I say, there's lots of weird and wonderful creatures and aliens that they meet. There's a huge big flying bird called a Vortigern, and this Vortigern is massive. You could sit on its back and fly into the sky. There's also a fantastic creature known as Grindclaw Firebelly, who is the proto-dragon. Let me say that again. Proto-dragon. This guy is the archetype of all dragon-like creatures. He is the father, the one, the ancient, the only, the first ever flying dragon. This dragon has some amazing powers, and he is on the side of the good guys. And his name is Grindclaw Firebelly. What a fantastic name! Grindclaw Firebelly! I want to shout it out! Grindclaw Firebelly! You gotta read this book, guys. You'll never put it down. However, as I said, it's in Kindle form. It's an e-book. We don't want to be carting cases full of this stuff. No, we don't want that. We want all our books in here. You can get thousands of books in those things, and all you do is just flip it open, switch it on, lie in the sun with your tequila or your pina colada at the pool, and just read away. I guarantee you this. Once you've read Alchemy and Evil, the Bornless One, you'll want to go on to book 2. There are actually 3 books, folks. It's a trilogy. It's a fantasy action trilogy, and the series is called Worlds in Chaos. So please, hop over to amazon.co.uk or amazon.com, pick up yourself a copy of J.C. Gallacher, Alchemy and Evil, the Bornless One. I guarantee you this, you won't be able to put it down. Hey, I'm not getting paid for this. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, no matter how hard life gets, it's always fantastic. Bye.